Hi everyone and welcome to Brick Arena. It's the 14th of May and we're starting the week a little earlier on Sunday evening this week. It's now about 8 o'clock in the evening and I've done an hour or so's picking to get ahead of the game for tomorrow because we're back to a normal full week this week, and Mondays, as I've said many times in the past, are extremely hectic for me, having to be at the post office for midday. But let me turn the camera around and I'll show you the first batch of orders that I'm going to be packing and getting ready to head off to the post office tomorrow. So here's what we have got started so far. We've got a couple of eBay orders here, one for a Rocket Raccoon and one for a Bro Thor. And then we're getting into the parts orders of various sizes, some with minifig parts. As you can see, we've got an order going off here, two orders in fact, that were combined going off to Australia. And just more basic parts orders. As always, these are the smaller orders. We've got 8 of these sort of micro Ramses pyramid mummy figures going out there, more minifig parts, and all of these will be as a result of the upload last week of various minifig parts, which again is always pleasing. This is an order from Julie, I think, who had recently joined one of the forums I'm on and had asked for some advice in getting started with a brick store, and I shared one of my videos, which turned out she'd already watched my video and placed an order with me in the meantime. More minifig parts going out there, and then let's move over to here. More minifig parts, some capes, etc. And then we have got this Boosh figure. This is one I showed on the channel in a previous video. I was waiting for a small part. I went to find a small part, which was actually just one of the neck brackets. So I found that and got her listed, and managed to sell this today for the grand total of £74.99. so very pleased with that. Nice high value minifig. Of course, a nice simple order to pick as well. So that's a really nice one to pick up for the weekend. Now, I'm going to get this lot packed away tonight, I think, because what I've been finding is that I've been leaving these orders out, these first batches, maybe on a Sunday evening, and then coming to pack them on a Monday morning, which just slows me down in getting started. You know, I end up spending, you know, the first 30 minutes of the day packing orders, getting the post done, and then getting started. And I have such little time for picking on a Monday morning that I think I'd like to get these packed away tonight and ready to go. It's Monday the 15th of May and time to crack on with more of this weekend's orders. So let's have a look at what we've had for the total of the weekend. So we have had 21 orders on Bricklink, and if we have a quick look at those, there are some reasonable sized lot counts in here. One lot count is 208, another 134, and there's a 72 and a 42 in there as well, which all means that we've got 600, exactly 600 lots in total, for £399 there. So 600 lots just on Bricklink. If we look at Brick Owl, we have got 12 orders on Brick Owl for another 173 lots. So that's 773 lots in total to pick. There's about another £100 worth on Brick Owl So reasonable weekend. Then on eBay we have got well, we've got 5, but we'd already done a couple last night which have disappeared from here, so I think we had 7 in total on eBay as well. So yeah, not a bad weekend at all, and that means that we're going to be really busy. I did start Sunday night, as you'll have seen in the previous clip, so managed to get those not only picked but packed and labelled up, ready to go. So that first batch is already just laying out the picking sheets ready to go with the second batch. Need to print a few more off, but I couldn't actually. One of the downsides of trying to start earlier on a Monday, and I'm not sure if this is the same every day, but you've got system maintenance on Bricklink, so you can't actually access the orders to do anything with them. So just be mindful of that if you're starting early on a Monday. Anyway, I'm going to finish off printing a few more sheets now that the system is available again, and better get picking. Here we go with the next batch of orders. We've got a couple going out on eBay. There's a Luna Lovegood and a Justin Finch Fletchley from Harry Potter. We've got some Friends minifigs going out, and then minifig parts order, and another, and some small order of Friends items going here. This order here has got one of the droid heads in that I listed the other day. So again, just more validation that, you know, as you're listing things, that they are moving through the store, which is always good to see. A nice order here with lots of the various micro figures that we had in stock, and then an order for lots of 1x1 round tiles there. Moving over to this side, basic parts orders really, 72 lots in there, but most of them were sort of one of this, one of that, etc. And just a quick point that, you know, one of the reasons I do these videos, as well as to show you guys, is I had an issue last week where I'd mixed some parts across 2 orders that were close to each other. First time I've ever done it, despite, you know, the way I lay these out. And I was able to identify via the video which order the incorrect parts had gone out with. So I was able to reach out to the customer who'd received the extra parts and ask them if they would forward on to the other customer, and they were really helpful, and I really appreciated their help in getting the other parts sent out to the rightful owner. So, you know, we all make mistakes, and something we have to be careful of, and we have to do this as efficiently as possible for us when you've got lots of orders to do. But first time I've made that mistake, as I've said, so the videos are useful. And then the last 2 orders are here. Again, more sort of basic parts orders. So got to get these picked and packed, and then on to the next batch, which are going to be tough to do before the post. There's a few smaller orders that I might get done that have just come in recently. 1 or 2 came in this morning, but I've got a couple of high lot count orders that might not make the post this morning. So I'm just rushing with the last few orders here. We've got an order here for a Star Wars X-Wing, and a bunch of parts, including minifig parts, etc. And then a couple more orders. This one is from a watcher of the channel who sent a nice message thanking me for all the help in you know, getting them set up with their store through watching my videos. And this is their order that they need to place to get their first feedback as a buyer so that they can register as a seller, if all of that makes sense. So rushing to get those packed and out the door. I'm going to do those first and get them labelled because time's marching on, and I think I'm just going to be short of time to complete this one. This is in the middle of 134 lots, and I'm only at lot 80, so I'm stopping that one at the moment. And then I've still got a 208 lot order to do as well when I get back from the post office. So busy day. Well, it's now the middle of Tuesday morning. I didn't get a chance to do any more videoing yesterday because I was literally picking from about 6:30 yesterday morning all the way through the day and into this morning. Orders just kept coming in throughout yesterday, and as I'd said, I did have quite a few lots to pick. This was the biggest one, which is 208 lots, I think. But we did get some more orders come in throughout the day, some small, some larger, and all of those have now been picked. This one was also about 134 lots or something. We've got an order with the Star Wars sticker sheet going out, which was a nice sale for £10. So that one was a good one. Another order just came in this morning actually, which was 70 something parts as well, and more and more parts orders. And then over here we've got a couple of figures going out to Germany, and another order for parts there. So a super busy time yesterday and this morning in terms of picking, etc., and not getting very much else done. It was a really frustrating day in other ways as well, because I had this package here from a customer in the United Arab Emirates that was messaging me constantly about where the order was, etc. It wasn't showing up on tracking, so they were nervous about where it was. And it's turned out that it's been delivered back to me yesterday, stating that the shipping address wasn't provided correctly and that there was no PO box number provided. And the customer's keen for me to send this back, but I'm just not going through all of the messaging again. It's just been constant for 2 weeks, so I can't deal with that anymore, and I've given them a refund on their items. Now, plenty to do today. Still need to get some of this used put away that was from Friday. That shouldn't take long in itself. And then we've got a few more of these Rocket Raccoon sets that need to be put away as well. I have already done this set once, and it's been good. We mainly got for the minifigures, which is sold pretty reasonably, and get the rest of the parts into the store for sale as well. And once I get that lot done, we'll see where we can go from there. I've had a couple of people commenting on the last week's vlog about the heads that I keep talking about. Not sure if I'm going to tackle them or not. I would really like to get to the container. I haven't been in the container for a little while and would like to get there, but I'm still nervous of all the stuff I've got piling up here as well. But I'll see if I can get there. If not today, maybe tomorrow. So I'm finally getting started on adding some more parts to the store, starting with the used, in this case, 1x6 bricks. Just added that batch to Brick Store, 152 items, brings us to about 14 quid, not a lot. Gonna get that put away into the drawer now, and then I'll continue with these other 1x bricks that we've got here, and then I'm probably going to move on and get that tray out the way up there of the new parts, just to clear space, clear the desk, and get to a position where I can start sort of working again with some sort of desk space. This place always seems to be a continuous mess, to be honest, and I've almost given up on keeping clean and tidy as long as I can just keep working. But that's the way it goes with limited space. You end up with stuff literally all over the place. And you know, even the overflow here still needs to find a place to live, because this basically the overflow bins are full, and I still have this overflow here. Now some of those I've promised for weeks now that I'll get some of that listed on eBay as lots, because some of that is just, you know, enormous amounts of bulk that need to go somewhere, and maybe I can clear some on eBay as lots, and I'm going to be giving that a go before too long, hopefully. So I'm back at the container, and I'm just trying to decide what I want to take back with me. And as always, I'm in somewhat of a dilemma. We've got, for instance, in here is the Ninjago docks. There doesn't look like there's a manual with it. There is lots of filled bags, and I'm sort of tempted to take that back because I know what value it has, but it's going to take a bit of sorting. So I might take that, and I might take a tub of the mixed. In fact, I've pulled one aside over there, literally just the top one. So I was tempted with that. But there's also these other tubs of just tons and tons of old Lego, lots of dark grey in there and whatnot, but not sure I really want to deal with that right now. I guess this, you know, the problem is you don't really want to think about it too much, I guess, because it just becomes a bit too much and a bit too overwhelming. We've still got bags or boxes rather of bagged parts in bulk in here, so I'm tempted to take them back just to bulk up the store a bit. But the problem I've got there is I don't have a lot of room in overflow, so the overflow becomes a problem, and that's why equally I'm not taking these tubs of new bricks here, because again a lot of them are funky colours. They're going to give me an overflow problem, I think. So I'm probably going to focus on taking one or maybe two even of the bulk tubs, start working through them again, and maybe reluctantly take this back and try and have a sort out with this and see what we can make of it. But anyway, don't have too much time, so not going to ponder too much. I'm picking up some of the large letter boxes that we've got there. Still need to make my mind up what I'm going to do with the scales and the printer that I've got spare. Just as you can see, I'm probably not the best at making decisions, so just need to bite the bullet, grab some stuff and get it back home, I think. One of the things that I brought back from the container was this little box of, it says on the front bodywear parts, but there's all sorts of stuff in here, to be honest. I did find in there this little Baitar figure, which is a Ninjago figure worth a couple of pounds. And there's a few bits and bobs of parts in here. So there's some modified bricks there. There's some trans sloths. There's all sorts. There's a bag of mixed accessories that I need to just put with the other piles that I've got. We've got, you know, little cones here. What are these? skate blades, tons and tons of little bits and pieces. There's some shields here from the Nexo Knights. Wow, here we've got a Boba Fett keyring. Now, I'm sure that's worth a reasonable sum. If not, well, being a keyring, all these body parts are going to be fixed together. There'll be no way separating them, so I don't think I can use the parts, but something worth listing. And then other bits and pieces in here. Some have got part numbers on. Some of those micro figures. These look like Chima ones. Sold a load of those micro figures, I think just yesterday, so I'm really low on those. So I'll continue to have a bit of a rummage through here and see if I can't pick a few bits up. There's a lime short cape there. I'm not sure who or what that's off. More bits and pieces. It doesn't look like Lego, but I'll double check the branding in a minute. And bits and pieces of animal stuff. There's a shark jaw there, and there are some dogs here and there as well. And what are these? A few string bits and pieces. Sold 2 of these yesterday. So yeah, lots to have a look through, and we'll see what we can find. It's Wednesday the 17th of May, and I'm just about to print out today's orders and get started with the picking. We've got 6 orders on Bricklink, and there's a few reasonable lot counts in there. There's 97 lot count, a 61, a 37, but it's interesting when you look at lot counts versus values, because this top order here is 97 lots and it comes to £17.79, and then further down here we've got 7 lots which comes to £82.26, and there's nearly 3,000 parts in those 7 lots, so you can see why they're all bulk items. On Brick Owl, we've got 4 orders, 22 lots being the highest on there. So across the two, we've got a couple £100 worth, which is nice for a Wednesday, at least. I spent last night watching the football to see how Sunderland and Luton got on, and of course Luton won to go through to the playoff final. And I'm going to be trying to keep myself busy and not think about tonight, because I'm going to be spending tonight watching my team Middlesbrough playing Coventry to see if we can join Luton in the final, and hopefully we can pull that off. So looking forward to hopefully an exciting game. So as I was saying, sorted these out last night. All of these are just sort of basic heads that I knew that I would have quantity of. So for instance, here we've got the classic heads, and what you have to watch for is, of course, they come with different stud types on the top. So you go from the block studs to the open block stud, and the blocked as well. So I'm going to get those listed this morning. Now, remember yesterday I found a little black tub that I brought back from the container. Worked through that yesterday and found a couple of nice little pieces in there. Lots of the micro figures that I'd shown, a few other bits and bobs, torso and head from one of the Lord of the Rings figures, and some arms from General Grievous, both a tan one and a white one, and various other reasonable accessories in there as well. So Lots to do today because I'm going to get these heads added. I've still got that part out to put away over there, and continue adding more stuff. And with the number of parts that have sold over the weekend and the couple of thousand that have gone today, I'm well below my 700,000 again, so need to try and get stocked up again. Got a nice little message here from a customer who's placed an order and said, I'm a big follower of the YouTube channel and vlogs, would love a shout out in one. I am growing my YouTube channel myself, that Brick Builder UK. Let me know what you think. Keep up the great work as a seller and vlogger. Been wanting to put in an order for a while, so grabbing some of your awesome minifig stock. And that is from Bradley, who's placed an order for some minifigs and other bits and pieces that I'm just gonna go and start and get picked now. So here we go with a look at today's orders, and it's been a busy morning actually with picking and stuff. But this is an order for lots of Star Wars legs and torsos, more minifig parts with the Battle for Hoth instruction booklet there. Some nice printed tiles going out, always nice to pick those. And then this is the order from Bradley, who'd left the message that I read out earlier, and he's got lots of plant-based things and some minifigs. A nice order here. This is about 67 lots, I think, from Lee, who I had one of my consultancy calls with last week. He's looking to set up a store himself, and this will be his first order for the feedback that he needs to get started as a store. A nice order here for Brick This, for presumably for one of their latest commissions, or maybe they're just stocking up, not sure. But there's about 3,000 parts there. And then this was the biggest order of the day, which was about 97 lots. And then we've had a few more modest orders in this morning, which we've added to the pile as well. So I'm going to get those packed, ready for the post office, and probably need to get them heads away to clear my desk. I've still got this lot to part out, but I'm not sure that I'm going to bother with that today now. I've got some other things that I need to do this afternoon, so might leave this until tomorrow. So I just uploaded my first batch of heads. There's a few other parts in this list as well that I mentioned previously. But this lot ended up at 683 items in 146 lots for just short of £145 worth. But a comment on the heads. They're actually really easy to do, especially with Bricklink now. The worst part for me was checking the quality. I think I've actually disposed of quite a few, and that's because of either faded print or indentations, or you know, being bad around the neck area, etc. I think, you know, it is just a bit time consuming, just sorting through them. As you'll have seen earlier, I sorted a reasonable amount into head type and print, and on top of that, what was also time consuming when I came to add them to the list was having to sort them between being a solid stud, a hollow stud and a block stud. And where I had multiples, I equally had a number of variants across those stud types, which all meant they had to go into different drawers and things as well. So all things to consider when you're listing your heads. It is surprising how the value mounts up. You know, when you're adding, you know, I added a load of the classic heads, for instance, and it was surprising how much they were worth. I mean, yes, there was a fair bit of quantity, but also the older ones with the solid studs, you you know, are really fetching a reasonable price. So I ended up with 130 extra lots, and let me just move over and show you what we've got in the store right now, because as I said previously, we've dropped below the 700,000 now, quite considerably. So 6,900 and sorry 696,000 now, or just over, and we're below the 13,000 lots that I'd gotten to, so 12,866 lots. That's just the way it goes, you know. You're making money, you're selling through thousands of parts. It's hard to keep on top and keep adding them. So we go again, and we'll continue to try adding, growing the lots and getting back over 700,000. It's Thursday the 18th of May, and here we are with this morning's orders, which are ready to get packed and sent out. And nothing super exciting to mention, I don't think. We've got a mix of parts and minifigs going out. You know, the minifig parts that have been uploading recently have been going really well, so really pleased with putting the time in on those, and I'll be doing more of that over the coming days. Got an order going out here which is all old light grey and dark grey, so they're obviously building classic stuff. And then an order here on Brick Owl with some booklets going out, some instruction booklets and some minifig parts, etc. And we've got a droid there and a rocker from series 14 going out. This order's going off to the Netherlands. It's about 70 plus lots, and heading off to the Netherlands, as I say, and then a couple more parts orders there. So we'll get those packed and ready to go, and then I'm probably going to have to tackle this, which I can't say I fancy doing. I'd rather get to some of the other sort of used stuff, but I really need to get that cleared off my table. I want to spend some time and have a look at this. This is the tub that I brought back from the container, which has the Ninjago docks in. So I need to figure out exactly which bags are still here sealed and which ones have been used. I can see that there's an empty bag 6, so they've built up to at least bag 6. So these look like the latter sort of bags. You can see, you know, 15, 17, 16. Looks like, what have we got here? They look like minifigs from Out of It, I believe. And then obviously we've got the base plates and some of the structures built there. So I need to have a really good sort through that. But with the prices that's fetching at the moment, we need to have a good look at it. So anyway, gonna get cracking, get the post ready, and move on to something else. I'm just in the middle of adding various bits and pieces that are laid around my desk to the store, and I've come across these little croissants with the round ends. But what's odd about this is I've got one that's brown. Now I think, well, I'm not sure which brown it is, to be honest. Whether it's not really reddish brown, it's not really brown, at least I don't think it is. It's not quite dark brown, and more interestingly, there are no brown croissants listed at all on Bricklink. So I'm curious as to what it is. It doesn't look fake. It's if I compare the two together, if I can just get these laid out, they look absolutely identical. The stamps underneath, there is no actual Lego stamp on either. There's a copyright stamp in the hole on them. So I think it's genuine, but I've never seen one of this colour, and there's none listed on Bricklink. Be interested to know if anyone can shed any light on it. It's Friday the 19th, and we've got today's orders picked and ready to ship. Let's take a quick look at what we got. We've got a Morbius figure going out, a Rocket Raccoon, and then some Star Wars parts and various bits and bobs. You can see they're mostly modest orders. We've got a Luke Skywalker minifig going out there. This one here was about 76 lots, I think, something like that. So largest order of the day. So we'll get those packed, and then I'm going to get rigged up and just show a little bit of me sorting through this tub here for the next, I don't know, I'll probably have an hour's worth of sorting or so. Probably won't put all of that on video, of course, but we'll see what we've got in this tub. Okay, let's have a look at the latest tub. As I said earlier, I'm going to probably just spend 30 minutes, maybe an hour looking at this. I don't think there's anything super special in here, but we'll see what we find along the way, and we will get organised and put some various tubs around. So just pulled my my plate straw out so that I can throw these large plates that are on the top in there. So we'll start with those. Pick up any large plate. This one's not one I've seen before, to be honest with you. Looks like it's off some kind of tub or something, rather than being a regular base plate, but it does have Lego stamped on it. So we'll I'll put that to the side actually, and we'll take a look at what that is. We get some things like this. This is from the Ant-Man set, so a bit more unusual. There's another unusual one, and I'm not really sure what that is off. Not sure. Is that from the Batman set? I know that the condiment guy has something in those kind of colours. So we'll see what we get there. We're just going to pull out some of the bigger parts, and we'll put those to one side. Some things that just need breaking down, and that looked like it was from the Joker. We've got some sealed bags in here, I'm noticing. Probably from looks like from I'm guessing a city calendar or something like that. So we'll put those to one side. I do have a few other bags that I've found here and there, and I can see as well that there are some dimension things in here, and you know, this has been a theme throughout all of the tubs that I've looked at, where there's been tons of dimension stuff in them. And I know that Brick Pickers did have a bit of a push on it all, so they're probably the builds that are left over from the figures, but I'm still going to put them to one side. Got a minifigure part there. So any dimension stuff I'm just going to pull out. You can see that's the one from Grimly, the Lord of the Rings guy. We've got a skeleton there. That's in the tan one, which I think came from the chess set. More dimension stuff. More. And I do have, you know, quite an assortment of dimension stuff at the moment. So I'm possibly going to have a little sort through that before too long, because it's really getting quite bulky now, and we'll probably rebuild some of them, although I'm always one who says that I never rebuild things, which is largely true. I do, or have done it for dimension sets, at least where I've got the figures. I will rebuild them. So I'll see what I can rebuild for the figures that I've got, and we'll go from there. Looks like we've got some kind of skeleton there. I just need some legs by the look of it. So we will put that to one side, some Technic stuff. And I literally just emptied my Technic bin yesterday, so that's nice and empty to put some of this Technic stuff into. And we'll probably have a sort out of Technic things before too long. Not quite sure what to do with the buildable stuff. I'm probably going to be tempted to throw that into the Technic stuff. I know it's not really Technic. Or shall I create a different category? I think I'm going to put them to one side. I don't have a bag that is or box, whatever, that is specific to buildable stuff at the moment. Maybe I should. But I'll put them to one side for now. We've got a bunch of hoses and things here that I'm going to put to one side. More buildable stuff. There's a mask of some sort. So again, put those to one side. I'll even include this in the buildable because that's a buildable Buzz Lightyear. Yeah, couldn't think of the name for a second. More Technic bits to pull out, put that to one side. More buildable stuff. You just get borderline things where this is kind of buildable stroke Technic. So again, you know, do I put them together? Not 100% sure yet, but we'll see how we go. That's a piece I've not seen before, I don't think, so I'm going to just put that to one side. More dimensions stuff. Pull some of these brick separators out and I just put them to one side. More buildable stuff / Technic, you know, that's pretty much a full thing, whatever it is. Looks like it's just missing its head. More dimensions, more Technic. More dimensions. That with the buildable as well, or you can argue it's a sort of animal tail or whatever. More dimensions, not actually sure what that one's from. It's one that I've not seen so much of. It's got a few minifig parts in here as well, so we'll pull them out and put them to one side. Bit of a tangle there. Not sure what that is because it's got a, well, I don't know. It's got a dimensions base, but it's not something that looks familiar at all. Tubes over there. More Technic. Quite a bit of Technic stuff in here actually. More hoses of various types. good thing so far is I'm not seeing any indication of any non-Lego related parts, which is always good. Obviously from a buildable figure. Take this cord out of the way because it's just getting tangled and everything. I don't know how you feel about the hoses. The hoses can be an awkward thing to measure at times, but can also fetch some reasonable money as well. Just pulling out more and more Technic stuff at the moment. More hoses. Another dimensions bit. So you can already see how the dimension stuff lights up, and that's why I've got quite a significant container of it already that I need to do something with. If that's a mask from that set that I showed earlier. More things like these, buildable figures. Some yellowed Technic part there that I'll keep separate because I think that'll go in the bin. No point sorting it twice. A nice little hose that'll probably be worth £1 or £2. And a little bit of a rummage just to see if anything sort of jumps out at me. What is that Lego? Yeah, I think it is. Looks like it is Lego. So presumably from one of the buildable figures. Hoses, quite a few hoses in here, so it almost makes me wonder when I find a lot of something whether this is kind of been sort of pre-sorted in some way and then, you know, I'll just thrown into a tub later on. Trying not to break things down too much when I'm doing these sorts because it's time consuming, but when they're only small pieces it's probably worth doing. Actually no, I think that these parts are actually from one of the dimensions level sets, but I'm not going to be rebuilding them, so they'll just get broken down. Some minifig parts, more and more dimensions, bases and things in here, just tons of them. And look at that, it's just one little selection. You just keep coming. Technique. Technic bins fill in quite quickly over there. More buildable parts. I did notice when I picked this up that there were a lot of wheels at the bottom as well, so which tends to make me think that this may have been pre-sorted to some degree. Lots of lift arms and beams in here. These are one of the things that confuse me a bit, is whether to put them into Technic or into plates, but the way I do it is I just throw anything that's a 2x into the plate section, and then they just get broken out again in the sort. Just makes it easier to make a decision when you sort of see them, I think, as to where to put them. And I tend to find with the Technic stuff that I end up with a lot of sort of semi-assembled things, because I don't tend to break them down. So if I find something like this, it just goes in the bin as it is. I don't break it down first. I'll do all of the breaking down of the Technic parts at a later stage in the process. Still finding tons of dimensions, bits and pieces. More buildable parts. More brick separators. It's funny because I've not really come across any kind of standard things, so I haven't really come across many 1x2 bricks, 2x2 bricks. You know, the things that I would say are the bulk of regular parts, which again makes me think that a lot of this has been, you know, sorted through previously to some degree and put to one side. I may be wrong, that's just a guess. Not sure what that is. Looks like, I guess it's meant to be some kind of sword or sail, I don't know, but I'm guessing it's from one of the buildable figures. I found some basic things after all. With a mask of some sort. I need to have a, you know, get down to the depths a little bit to see what, you know, might be further down. Get some of this other Technic stuff out of the way. Hoses. More dimensions. I mean, just to give you, you know, the tub's just growing and growing, and I'm going to need a bigger tub shortly. Nice, always nice when you find these kind of castle-y type pieces. I do like finding those, and those sort of sell pretty well. Finding more little random Technic parts. Go the other way a little bit and just see what I come across. These are not so bad maybe when they're the printed ones that can be used as the game without the figures, you know, so I would think still have some value to people who are still playing the game. The mask there would be worth a little bit. Getting quite a few brick separators out of this tub as well, which again makes me think that you know, there's been some level of sorting done on this. And you know, I mean, I knew what I was getting with this bulk, but it makes you think sometimes when you buy in bulk from other places or other people, that if they've bought the bulk with the initial intention of you know, basically pilfering all of the minifigs out, then this might be the kind of bulk that you'll see, you know, no real minifig parts, which was to be expected, so it's not a concern with this for me. But this is what you may see from other sellers if they've bought bulk and pilfered, you know, the good bits and pieces, and then they move on and sort of resell the bulk minus the nice things that they've been able to retrieve, and they make some money that way. And I'm not knocking that model of doing things. Everybody's got their own ways of making a bob or two from selling Lego, each to their own. I think I'd find it hard to just resell the bulk, just because you know what the potential value is within that bulk, you know, even as loose parts. I mean, admittedly, it takes a lot of sorting, as you can see. You know, this is just me doing an initial sort of pass, and it is no doubt about it, it's a time-intensive process. But when you think of what, you know, the parts can be worth on their own, it's not insignificant. To it, part of a Dalek there with its printed tile on the top. That'll be from a dimension set. Got a little vehicle, more dimensions, and more Technic. You can tell as well that this is all Technic stuff. This is from the not the Harry Potter, the Fantastic Beasts set that or Dimensions level pack, whatever it was, that came out. And you can always tell when it's got one of those in, because those are rife in that set. and dig a bit deeper. Still finding more dimensions. I used to find something a bit different with tiles and things. They're just quite repetitive in terms of the types of things that are being found at the moment. It looks like I did earlier pull out this part of a Unikitty, and I'm just wondering if that, you know, is a full Unikitty. So I'll leave that to one side. Not even that many sort of plates in here or anything, to be honest. When you think of the proportion of buildable stuff and dimension stuff, that's just, you know, way out of proportion to other types of items. Still finding lots and lots of bases in particular for the dimension stuff. More brick decorators than you can imagine as well. More dimension stuff. Rare plate. There's a couple of minifig heads. Rummage, see what we can uncover. There's more evidence of that fantastical beast set that I mentioned, which is obviously from that. I don't know how long to stay on this for you guys really, because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of super exciting stuff in here. Awful lot of buildable stuff, as well as the Technic and dimensions. Keep going for a little bit. Continuing to find lots of Technic left arms. So I can see that Technic might be a category that I might want to address soon. They're useful. Ghostbusters backpack, and these tiles are quite nice. I imagine that was from a dimension set. And as I thought, once I get into the bottom now, because I did have a quick look around the tub before I started filming, and I could see at the bottom of the tub tons of wheels and tires. So again, an indication, as I've said several times now, of the sorting. I think I'm probably gonna just probably terminate the video in a sec on this, because I don't think there's a lot to be said. Missed it, there it is. Tail, that's probably off the Unikitty that was in there. Yeah, I don't think there's an awful lot more that probably needs to be said about what's in here, see, as soon as I do that and uncover things, I mean, there's even bagged things in here of you know, wheel elements, still unearthing more dimensions things. But now you can see, as I've sort of freed up that, you know, bottom of the tub, it's all tires, wheels, etc. Tires are one of them categories that are not a lot of fun, in my opinion. I don't want to give the impression it's a disappointing tub. It's, you know, it's still all good stuff to sell. You know, pretty much anything sells. It's just not a very varied tub, or even, you know, as I said earlier, in terms of basic bricks, there's not that much. Sometimes it's the unusual stuff that sells, so that's not a problem. Just makes it a little bit different. Right, let's just dig down a touch more, and then I'm going to call that it. Some minifig part there. I tend to put these things into minifigs as well. Printed parts, more dimensions, windshields. And I think with that, let's call that it, I think, for this session, because a lot of it is just repetition. I've seen one of them before either. Let's have a look up and see what that is. But yeah, I'm gonna call time on the video, and I'll probably continue to sort some of this, but just not on the video, and then I don't have to worry about what I'm talking about. I can just plow through it and hopefully get through some of it a little bit quicker. So I've just received a small parcel in the post, and this is from someone who reached out to me a couple of days ago, who's a previous customer, and they've decided that they're giving up the Lego, and they had some things they asked me if I was interested in, and I said I would be interested in any minifigures, and so they sent me some pictures, made them an offer, and this is the result of it. So let's have a quick look at what we've got. We've got in here, I think, I might have to unpack some of these a little bit more, just get the box out of the way. In here, we've got a full set, I think, a full set of the Muppets, and we had some various other various series minifigures, so I think sort of series 21, 22 minifigs in there as well. There was a bunch of Harry Potter related figures, most of the first series, which was a set of, what was that, about 20 minifigs, plus a few other minifigs as well. And then slightly more reluctantly, they had about 20 Chima related minifigs, which are obviously not worth a great deal, and my offer reflected that, but they were happy to take what I offered, and they sent them out yesterday, and I've already got them in the post. So I'm gonna be going through these now, and or next at least, and we'll get these listed on the store. Minifigs are all ready to upload, so let's go and get them added to Bricklink. Didn't take very long, and it's always good to strike while the iron's hot. So these literally arrived probably an hour and a half ago, because I've actually had my lunch in between, so I started listing them, and then decided to grab some lunch, and I've just come back, finished them off, and there are 58 minifigs getting uploaded for £173.70. Let's get them uploaded now and send out the notifications. Some of these will be here with me for a while, a lot of Chima, a lot of Harry Potter, but you know, I took advantage of the offer really, because you know, minifigs are something that I don't have, you know, tons of, so I'm always happy to stock up on those.